Well, hi again. Here I am in the van once again. I've kind of got myself to a position where the Fogstar batteries are in, but I haven't gone any further with the electrics yet, apart from getting the Delta, what is it? Delta Pro 3 Max? No, Delta Max 3 Plus. Crikey, that one isn't easy to remember. So at the minute I'm just doing a bit of cleaning and tidying in the van. Just kind of getting it sort of like ready to, everything's upside down at the minute, because I'm kind of trying to, on one hand, have it kind of winterized so that there is no liquids and stuff in here. The other is to give it a bit of a clean out, because the dog, when he comes in here, there's just dog hairs absolutely, as you can see, everywhere. Even after I've vacuumed it round, you have to sort of vacuum it about 5 different times and dust and everything about 5 times to get rid of the dog hair. These carpets that are down here at the minute are just temporary, that I put down just shortly after I bought the van. And there is like there's a section there that I've got outside of the van in the garage at the minute that kind of blocks that off, and it's got like a little step in and a little storage compartment and a doorway into the back and stuff. That is not there because I made that seat base with these sort of long leather black cushions that go on there to make a bit of a use of that during the daytime, because otherwise that entire back is just bed and just sort of sits there all day and you're not really using it, making the van like, you know, not much bigger than a sort of a T sort of 6 or something like that. I'm not actually really seen the new T7 yet to be able to compare it to that. But yeah, it's sort of in a bit of a halfway house between winterized, upside down, stuff just sort of everywhere. But at the same time, what I want to do is to get it tidied up to be able to potentially, if the weather is dry, even though it might be colder, is to go out and test that I can now fit 2 Fogstar Drift Pro Gen 2 230 amp hour batteries into that same cupboard space, and it's all vented top and bottom, so there's like a slot at the bottom there, and then this whole gap at the top here where air can move around, and then there's vents into the side cupboard there. So and they don't sort of get hot, do they, these things, unless something's going wrong. So they are both now at 100% charge, and to get them to 100% charge in this van with the current setup, because we're not like Victron or anything like that this stage, we're just going from the original electrics that are kind of under the front seat there and work the way back here. So all the cables and everything would have to be changed for bigger cables. Still, I think there's enough room in there to do all this, even though it would be compact and it would just fit. So it would have to be a really neat job. 24 hours it took to charge them up to 100% using the electric hookup shore power charger, because it's only charging at 18 amps and there are 2 batteries, both of which 230 amp hours. So 460 amp hours worth of battery capacity. Now, I don't know how long that's going to last me based on using, at the minute, only DC stuff. That's probably going to last me, I don't know, what, 10 days, 2 weeks, something crazy like that, for just lights and diesel heater and that, maybe fridge, that kind of stuff. Don't know, maybe my maths is all out there, but certainly that amount of capacity for purely DC stuff is probably going to last me some time. But for when I get the Multi+2 inverter charger in, then I think that's probably going to be about the right capacity for me to get me through maybe 5 days or something between chargers. And then it's a question of finding the right method of charging. Now, I know some people, having watched YouTube videos, are using the and these are people mainly who actually are living more or less full time in their vans, have bought adapters that allow them to use the EV chargers. In theory, what I could do is just use that as the inverter without a backup, and then I could use the EV chargers, but it's just something I'm not familiar with. So it's like a bit like one of those, do I want to be in the middle of France trying to use an EV charger, you know, every 3 or 4 days or something, or whatever it would be, purely relying on that as the only way of powering any AC stuff. So that would be things like the air fryer, an induction cooktop, and of course that won't power things like the microwave there, will it? So yes, so I think I am going to have to get the inverter charger solution fitted, and I'm now on my third company, speaking to a company down in Oxford who I've been emailing back and forth now since August, and I'm just waiting for the guy there to send me an email back to say, you know, I sent him a sketch of the van, told him what I'm doing or trying to do, what I'm trying to run with it, what I'd like to have set up, where I'd like it to go. And I watched another channel on YouTube called Campervan Time, where they had I think a Westphalia, is it a Sven, is that what they call those vans, where this false floor panel here was used under there to install the Multiplus 2 unit. And this one actually seems like an even bigger false floor cupboard space. So in theory, you know, in there you could have the Multiplus 2, you could have the MPPT and the DC to DC charger all in that area, or just the Multiplus 2, because the consumer unit is just behind this box under the seat here. And at the minute, all of the MPPT, DC to DC and fuse box and EBL stuff's all under this driver's seat. So at some point there'd have to be some running of cables, but one box under there, the MP2, DC to DC and MPPT in there, and then a cable run that would go down to the batteries, which should sort of, you know, halfway down the van here on the left hand side. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this little video of nonsense. Do take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye for now.